Hey, we are ready to go. We're in studio, and this is Three Guys Before the Game. Summer series, it's over.
Well, I don't know if it's over. Hiatus.
Done.
Hiatus.
We're in transit. I think we're in
We
transition.
got another one next week. It's hiatus.
Nah, it's done. I'm calling it done. Summer series is over. It's frickin' football time. And this is episode number 648, WVU Football, going camping. Yeah, we are going to have a couple special guests on in the next week or so, but other than that, summer series, it was going to be a great run. But we're ready to get down to ball. That's a four-letter word, B-A-L-L, ball. We're doing it. Kercheval's in. He is absolutely elated. Giddy. He hadn't slept for 3 days. He's so excited the camp is open. Senator, well, he's never sleeping. He's always fired up. So let's do this thing. We're talking Mountaineer football and a whole lot more. Plus, the return of
What?
Textual Healing.
It's been a minute.
Haven't done that since 1983.
Been a minute.
Been a long, long time.
I'm sure you lost the music.
Oh, geez, I didn't even look at that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Three Guys brought to us by Jan.
You didn't go over that in our pre-session meeting?
I'll find it. Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They won't take no for an answer. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Gomart. Get a Gomart rewards card. Immediately begin saving on your food and fuel. Go to gomart.com for details. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way. And by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. All right. Deep breath. It's August the 6th as we record. Camp is underway.
Summer's over.
Well, yeah, it's been over ever since June 21st.
Days are getting shorter.
Oh, yeah.
About 5:12 gets dark.
I mean, pitch black out there about 5:15. The other day, it turned lights on.
It's kind of chilly this morning. Yeah.
Snow showers coming this weekend. Yeah, it's over. It's football. All right, so let's get in here. Rich Rodriguez and the Mountaineers continuing practice. So we're a week in at this point, pretty much. And full contact went for the very first time yesterday, which was Tuesday. But they didn't do a ton of full contact. They did maybe about 20 minutes. A lot of heavy thud and tag. So you tag and you thud.
Quarterbacks weren't hit yet.
Not yet.
Big story in camp.
Not yet.
But
Yeah,
they will be.
They will be. That's coming up. So they'll hit again tomorrow. They went shorts today. They'll hit again tomorrow. And then Saturday, they'll have a scrimmage, which will be of significance. And by that I mean like that'll be one where you're gonna start to see some stats probably like
Did you see what Cam Vaughn did during the scrimmage?
Did you know Jaheim White had 7 carries for 99 yards? You'll start to see some numbers, and the quarterbacks will get hit. The officials have been pretty much at every practice so far, watching and guiding and things like that. So it's on, and here we go. Rich has been addressing the media pretty much every day, and I think that's a topic that needs to be discussed. I really do.
What does that mean?
Well, personally.
That he's coming out every day?
No. Personally, like when you go into the team room and Rich does his press conference, there are very few people that were here the last time he was here. A handful.
Okay.
Right? Hunter, all right, Bob Herzl. Right? They've been around. They've seen it. There's a bunch of newer guys that just weren't here then. And I think they're having translation problems with Rich.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, they're taking like what he's saying like for real.
Literally?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, because he's had some doozies.
Yeah, you have to understand. Like, there's languages. You need to interpret.
Yeah.
You need to, and I'm not busting on them. They just hadn't been around they need to go through it the first. You need to get an experience on it. It's kind of like one of those, chat bots. You know what I mean? You have to learn. You have to learn the engine has to learn how to understand Rich before you really know what he's saying.
So you're talking about the RTI, the Rich Translation Index.
Yes.
Has that replaced the BMI?
Yes.
Brown
Yes.
Mention Index?
Yes.
This is the RTI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rich Translation Index.
Yeah. It's like WTHM. What does he mean? Because everything he says is intended for a purpose.
Example. Give an example. Or examples or paraphrase examples.
It was absolutely on script.
Mm-hmm.
After he went neutral Switzerland day one.
Mm-hmm.
He went neutral Switzerland day one. Hey, coach, how was it? Pretty good. They're getting after us. Good to be back. Like, you could pencil in on your dance card tomorrow, the next day, day 2 or day 3, he is going to come in and he is going to go, he's going to be like completely opposite and question whether or not they'll be able to put a team on the field against Robert Morris. That one still hasn't come. The nuclear one hasn't come. Coming in the next 7 days or so, he's going to come back. It might be Saturday after the scrimmage. You're going to wonder if, like, they're just going to call the Big 12 and go like, hey, look, we're going to wait a year. We're going to get back into it. We're going to come back out in 26. That's coming.
Expansion team.
And everyone will be going like, oh, my gosh. Did you hear Rich? I mean, Rich doesn't think, they doesn't have a shot.
I did have it on day 3. I didn't have it day 2.
Yeah.
Day 2 was a tad early. I thought you'd get 2.
Yeah.
Then day 3 was my likely choice.
I talked to Raquel, his daughter, right? She's got a pretty good feel for this. She, too, was surprised he went day 2.
Yeah.
She was thinking day 3.
I mean, that 2.5 was in play, but the over was taking more of the bets, right?
Exactly.
He switched it around. He faded the public, went day 2.
Yeah. So a lot of what you're seeing now is this whole hard edge thing, right? Yeah. Like, Rich doesn't think, well, they're soft. They're soft. So a buddy who played with Rich recently sat down with Rich. And Rich said, he goes, so what do you think? And he said, soft. And his former teammate told him, he said, Rich, that's all you ever say.
Yeah. Have
you ever heard Rich, like, he plays hard edge. Have you ever heard Rich say, we're a hard edge team? Like, we're actually playing hard edge? No.
Well, that's where I was going to go with that. I think if you what would you call it?
The Rich
Translation Index, the RTI.
RTI, Rich Translation Index.
So I think it's been clear to me, and you would expect this. And well, let me back up a little bit. What's unusual about this, for those of us that were through this the first time, is you've got a new coach and a new way of running the program, but it's the guy you've seen before, but it's been a long time. So some of this stuff you don't have to wade through the newness, like, what's he mean? What's he saying? What's happening here? It's very, very clear the number one message is about culture, right? Not just hard edges, the tagline, which has been out there a bunch. You can tell that effort and getting after it and hitting people in the mouth defensively, that's where this needs to get to. And he's not going to relent on that. That's going to go all the way through. We'll hear that all year, trying to get back to that point where you might lose a game, but you're going to know you played West Virginia. Right? That it has to be installed as the baseline for a bunch of guys that just have not been around that, save for a few of his Jacksonville State guys. So to me, that's the clear number one message that's just going to keep coming.
And that's something that, as you alluded to, hasn't changed.
No.
I mean, that's the first time was playing with a hard edge, and we saw that. I mean, we bore witness to the fact that his teams didn't always win, even though they had a lot of success, but played hard and played with an edge to the point where a lot of his players sometimes weren't happy with him because he was always on them. But so that, to me, is just in line with what it was the first time.
You know where I think he is a little bit different, though? It does seem he's taking more steps to, even though when he says you're soft or the effort's not there, he does come back with, well, I like my guy. I like my team. Like, he wouldn't have given you that 20 years ago. He would have just left it alone with your soft. You're not getting it done. He does try and come back and lessen the blow a little bit, at least publicly.
No, you're right.
Right? Have you noticed that?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So you're saying his grade of sandpaper is not as...
Not as coarse.
Not as much coarse. Not as coarse as it was.
Right.
So what's happening right now, in my opinion, is this intangible, which literally is pouring the foundation of the culture that he wants. So there's one guy who knows what he thinks is more is physical enough and hard enough, and it's him. Mm-hmm. So every single step on that practice field to him, those eyes are constantly moving. And if he notices just one iota of something he thinks isn't, he stops it right there and teaching moment. So everyone collectively is now learning the new definition of what the expectation level is of competitiveness when they're on that field. And that's It's an interesting process. It's an invaluable process because this is the only time you can lay it in, because you guys know
that's what I was just going to say.
You guys know, like in 3 weeks when Robert Morris is the game, like that's all over with. At that point, you're focusing in on
game prep.
Yeah. So he's got these are invaluable weeks. And I know they'll start to drag for the players, and they're going to get banged up and they're going to hurt. But like right now is the one chance you have all year to set your definition of what is the expected level of physicality.
Yeah, and then add to that, I totally agree with that. Then add to it, it is year one, right? So any coach coming in year one, before you get to anything, before you get to schematics, you better set how you want the program to look, what you want it to feel like. And he's doing that. That's the number one thing that he keeps pounding. And I just don't think it relents. I think you'll hear that all year.
And I think reasonably you see and hear the questions that are asked of him, which you guys will talk about, that he's reluctant to give specifics on, is everybody's searching for some sort of idea of what kind of team you will have, who will be a standout, who will be a surprise, those kinds of things. And you're just, as you all have alluded to, you're not getting that, first of all. And second of all, they may know, but how does anybody else know? I mean, people ask all of us, what's the team going to be? And my answer is, how could you possibly know? You could take a wild guess, but you can't know. It's not like a few years ago where you could say, well, look, this the offensive line, there's 4 starters back and they've played for 4 years and the quarterback is back. You don't know with all those transfers. Do you know that from last season, and I think that is true across most of the college football landscape, between last year and this year, 2,700 FBS football scholarship players transferred. 2,700.
Astounding number.
So I saw that preseason poll by coaches or AP or whatever, and they all laughed at it. I mean, it's just the usual suspects, Brad, but how could you possibly know?
I do think that's, I'll speak for myself here, I do think that's one of the fun parts of this West Virginia team this year. And we could do hours upon hours of content here of speculation, hypotheticals on what you're going to have, and you could go through every position. That's part of, I will quickly turn from, okay, what's Rich saying to, all right, let's talk about the players and the games and what comes, and we'll have some over-unders coming here in a couple weeks. Talk about something fun and putting some numbers together. How many rushing touchdowns does Nico Marchiol have this year?
Oh, you're going to go there?
Well, we're going to do stuff like that, right?
That's coming up.
The guy coming up. Maybe next. Yeah, we'll do a 2-parter.
2 episodes of that?
Yeah, because we got a bunch of them.
Okay.
But that's one. Like, think about that for a second. He ran for 2 last year. He can run the ball, but he's not a runner. Does he start?
Does he play?
Is he the only quarterback that plays? Is he third string? Like, what exactly is going on at the quarterback position? And you could go right down the list and say some of these things. Sure. I think it's fascinating. The offensive line, we could spend hours on the offensive line. All these new guys have come in. Who's going to take control of that offensive line? One returning start. This is very similar to when Neil took over that program, and you just went, well, who do you have? And then you saw where that thing grew up to be, where you ultimately had how many different NFL guys on that roster? Probably all 5 starters are going to end up being in NFL camps at some point. You're getting close to that. This is a total rebuild of that. Which one of these guys, how many of these guys step forth and turn into eventual pros, eventual all-conference guys? Will any of them do that? A ton of question marks here. They're going to be fun.
And what you don't get, what we joked about for the last couple of years, and that's why Rich translation into the RTI replaces the BMI.
Right.
Because Neil Brown, maybe sometimes to his detriment, would answer the question. Rich can be and often is very evasive. I mean, you ask Brown about a certain player, or he would come out and tell you after practice, Brad, about certain players. And you just, to the point where we had the Brown Mention Index. And a lot of it was, some of it was intended to send a message, but a lot of it would play out accurately.
Like, what did Rich say yesterday? He was asked about the offensive line in particular. What do you like about the offensive line so far? He said nothing. And then looked at nothing. That was his answer.
That goes
nothing.
See, to my point on that. So for those that haven't covered them before, like guys that have covered them before, are like, okay, fine, all right, fine, right? Yeah. But that's okay, Rich. But like someone else that like first time through, they're going like, oh my God, he thinks the offensive line is terrible.
The game, he doesn't like anything.
It's terrible. It's terrible. No, it's just the Rich minute. I do have some numbers.
Okay.
Like people are asking us, and everyone, and rightfully so, regardless of what year you are in a program, at this time of the year, everyone always asks this question: how many games do you think they're going to win?
Yeah.
How many games? What do you think? What do you think? How many games do you think you're going to win? So I've got historical data.
Oh.
Historical data here. But to your point, this is a 20-year sample of first-year coaches in the Power Four conferences.
And I want to hear that, but I would just say there's so many variables.
Correct. That's what I was going to say. But this is completely different this time because in those previous years, you did not have teams that were putting 70-plus new players on the field. However, if you have to have one thing that you can look back on, what is realistic? You want to know?
Sure.
You want to know for real?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah. I would argue before you do it, there's probably a better measure, but still would be not very significantly accurate. But go ahead.
We'll see. Three Guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems. They are big advocates of water.
Especially this time of year.
Big advocates of water. And they invite you to check out their new selection of unbelievable hydration units for your business. Their new water cooler systems provide crisp, clean water, the push of a button. Fill it up. Hot water, cold water, hydration, undefeated all time. Did you know that, Brad?
Yes.
Hydration is undefeated. We're talking about how many wins the football team's going to. Hydration never loses. You can visit Comax at comaxwv.com or give them a call, 304-744-7440, 304-744-7440. I'll see those folks tomorrow.
Really? Why?
I'm going down to Charleston to do an Inside the Huddle, and the fine Comax people are always there. So we'll talk about their water systems. I might get a cold glass of clean water.
That'd be good.
All right, so what's history tell us here? Here we go. The last 20 years in the Power Four, from 2004 to 2024, 2020 is included, the COVID year, but obviously it wasn't a full season. But first-year head coaches in the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and the SEC win, on average, that's 237 coaches over the span of 20 years in the four Power Four conferences. Their average wins are? Go ahead, give it a guess.
Wait a minute. Repeat the question again. Repeat the premise.
Take the four conferences.
Yeah.
And each of those conferences have had first-year coaches over the last 20 years.
Okay.
Take their combined record in their first year.
And the average?
The average wins is what?
6, 5.
You're right. 6 on the nose. They go 6-6. In the ACC, there have been 57 new coaches over the last 20 years. Their average wins 5.85. Big 12, the first-year coach in the Big 12, there's been 58 new coaches in the Big 12 over the last 20 years. And their winning percentage, and their win total is 5.59, so 5.5 wins. Where is West Virginia picked?
Dead on 5.5 win total if you look at the books right now.
That's what the books are saying. The Big 10, first-year coaches average 6 wins. SEC, first-year coaches average 6 wins. So basically, the last 20 years, first-year coaches go 6-6.
Okay, let's meld that in with Rich's first years.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like to do that?
I have it. Do you have it?
Go ahead, sir.
All right. Salem 2-8 first year. Glenville 1-7-1. West Virginia 3-8. Michigan 3-9. But it gets better. Arizona first year 8-5. Jacksonville State 9-4. I don't know. Does that mean anything?
Well, yeah, I think what you said, that so many things have changed. So those are just interesting historically. You kind of see why the books land where they land in some of this stuff. But I think what has changed historically is, again, and I've said this many times, it's used in such a negative connotation, but West Virginia has seen it in basketball and now in football. We'll see where the wins land. The transfer portal can help you rebuild much more quickly than you ever could before.
True.
Right?
True.
You saw that with basketball last year. Should have been an NCAA tournament team, except he got screwed. So football, Rich has the advantage that he didn't have in some of those early years of remaking this roster. Now, does that create some challenges? There's no question it does. But it also allows you to put guys in place and just go to the quarterback position. If you look at the quarterback position this year, I think we would all agree the players in that room, any of them, are more suited to run a Rich Rod offense than they were the first time he took over here, especially once Rashid got hurt, right? So I think there are some advantages you have now when you're trying to restart the program. Does that mean you can go win 11? that'll be a challenge. But can you get the thing up and running more quickly? I think that's the expectation.
That's an excellent point. And as such, what has evaporated in programs and in the minds of fans who are still dialed in is there's not the rope is a lot shorter. It's not like, well, I need 3 or 4 years to get it going. That's not. Now it's like, okay, first year maybe, second year you better be better, right?
Want more numbers? Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely, yeah.
More numbers. So since he got back into coaching in 19, this includes his stint as the offensive coordinator at Ole Miss, as the offensive coordinator at UL Monroe, and then as the head coach at Jacksonville State. His teams have gone 2-1 in August, 7-4 in September, 10-1 in October, 6-3 November, 2-1 December. Offensively, here's what he's done. In the month of August, he's averaged 24 points. In September, 29. In October, 34. See that?
So they've started to figure it out. You're allowed to get better.
November, he averaged 29. And then in December, total of 3 games, he averaged 38. So, yeah, they're going to do this. So your question is, where's your starting point? Right? That's where it is. Because you're going to, historically, he's going to do this. So where's your start base is going to be the question.
Well, not to get ahead of ourselves.
But you're about to.
We've never done that.
September looms large.
What does that mean?
It means it looms large. It means that you got a trap game at OU, and then you got to play Pitt.
Kirchhoff, breaking news. Yeah, Pitt.
Well, I'm just saying that is. I mean, I think the.
But if you want to start talking about win totals, those matter. You start out 3-0, you're feeling pretty good about the over 5.5. That Pitt game, you're right. That Pitt game's a massive. And you're not to overlook Ohio U, but you should go in and win that game. Then you come to this Pitt game, so you're an underdog already at home on that. You're a 2.5-point dog as we sit here today. Maybe that switches as you get to the point, but that one's a massive swing game. Yeah. How's that look?
And I think also that you have, not to get ahead of myself, you have an opportunity. Last year, the national narrative, when you were in the discussion, was the Penn State game. Could you pull an upset? No, you didn't. Is Neil Brown going to get fired? That if there was a national narrative last year for West Virginia, that was it. This year, there's a story. Rich Rodriguez is a story. The return to West Virginia is a story, and it's an interesting story, especially with the Pitt game coming up. So you have all you ask for is if you're not going to be a top 20 team or whatever, is an opportunity. So you have an opportunity to be in the national discussion. You know, Scott Frost is a story, right? Otherwise, nobody cares about UCF. So you have an opportunity here, and especially early. Yep. If you go out 2-0 and you beat Pitt, you're like, hey. There's an angle there.
It is a fascinating story. Just the return of somebody at this level is unusual.
Yes.
That's one. Somebody that the point at which this program was when Rich left, and the people now nationally that cover this are going to remember that era as fondly as we do, right? And the video game that a lot of those folks played with Pat White and Steve Slayton and how dominant it was, that played into the legacy and the reputation of West Virginia. So I think you're right. You come out of the gate and start this thing at 3-0, I think there's some national push behind you right out of the gate. I don't think there's any question about that.
I was texting day before yesterday with Dennis Dodd, who's now
big time name drop there, wasn't it, Brad?
It was.
Did you see how he did that?
It's big time, but I mean, it's 2 retired guys sitting around having coffee every morning. They're just talking.
So you and Dodd were texting, huh?
Yeah, old guys were texting. Yeah. Hey, what time you going to Shoney's?
Hey, Dennis, you remember Darryl Royal and that wishbone? It was a tremendous offensive attack.
It was actually about something else. I congratulate him on retirement, and but he said, "How's Rich Rod going to do?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because again, he's one of those guys, right?
He's a guy.
He was one of the very few big-time national guys that was fully invested in West Virginia, even though he has no ties to West Virginia, because of how good West Virginia was at that time and how exciting it was and how fun it was. That's the thing. It wasn't just like West Virginia was really good, which they were. It was just exciting, right? There was a real national attraction to those teams, especially that 07 team.
Here's what I think is in the future for West Virginia football. As you said, you play these first 2 games and you take care of your business. I think that week 3 has the potential to be so much more than one football game or one chapter of the Backyard Brawl. It is a priceless moment being offered to you to jump 15 steps in the national football conversation, because I think what's going to happen is I think game day is coming.
Yeah, I've heard
and
that.
I think they're going to paint that story all week long as to why they are here. And you're going to see the 13-9 game, and you're going to see Rich's love, and you're going to see Pat and Steve, and they're going to be running all around. You're going to see all that. And the place is going to be perhaps one of the top 5 all-time vibe crowds, right, in this stadium's history. It's going to be pulsating. If you get it done, what it allows you to do is to take 10 or 15 jump steps in the national conscience, because right now we've lost it. We're not household talk anymore. But if they sell that story all week long about West Virginia Pitt, then West Virginia beats Pitt, then what's the narrative? The narrative is, well, here comes Rich again, and then you go from there.
Yes.
It would be insane of them to pass on that. Insane. When McAfee's one of your biggest voices and was involved in that game, centrally involved in that game, to not have him back. When Pat White was centrally involved in that game, that injury changed the face of that game,
Right.
and he's back standing on that sideline as well. And oh, by the way, if you're into numerology, are you friggin' kidding me? That game's being played on 9/13. Are you kidding me with all the things surrounding that game, when Pitt still holds up their one taunt over West Virginia's 13-9, and you're going to play that game on 9/13 in Rich's first return? You'd be insane if you're ESPN to pass on that.
Yeah, it's got a chance to be inside that stadium. It's got a chance to be one of the all-timers when it comes just to electricity and the volume to it all.
Yeah.
And storytelling.
storytelling,
If
the
you're in the
hooks.
storytelling business
Yeah.
of college football and its history, that was a historic season. That 07, remember how that thing ended? Like the upsets all over the place, never mind West Virginia, but the upsets that happened before that, you could get in there and do some unbelievable work if you're ESPN. That's a major miss if they don't take advantage of
The
that.
game that led to West Virginia being denied an opportunity to play for the national championship and led to the ugly departure of Rich Rodriguez, but now a reckoning, a reconciliation.
Yeah.
He's back, and they're playing their old rivalry. I mean, it writes itself.
And then you cut to Pat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One of your central figures on the desk, you cut to him, who was a central figure in that game. I mean, that's a no-brainer in my
Pat
opinion.
White on the sideline.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Noel Devine in the building.
Yeah. If you were worth your salt,
Me?
you would break the story that game day is coming before Thamel does. And
Impossible.
Thamel's on the show. I mean, if you really want the one moment that you can get Pete, you just go out there.
Well, I don't know
Sources
that
tell
you
me.
need to break it. Just say, what the hell are they doing if they're not here? What are you doing? What a missed opportunity.
I know that McAfee's pushing for it. Maybe he'll, like the Penn State game, do a show from here the day before, and that'll gin everything up. And I also have, well, I shouldn't say this.
Go ahead, say it.
That's no, I'm going to wait.
What does that mean?
It means I'm not going to Tony Caridi the thing.
Very good.
Oh, you know something?
It's just a tiny nugget. It's not a big deal. Let's just wait. I shouldn't have said
Not a big
anything.
deal to who?
Stop. Just
Don't
stop.
let him bait you into it.
I'm not
Just
doing
save it till you're ready.
And, I mean, by the way, I started it, but we do have a few weeks before the Pitt game. So
We did.
Yeah. I'll
And
tell
you
you
did
what.
start it. You did jump in.
I did. My bad.
You know they're staying up in Columbus the night before the Ohio U game.
Okay, so
I mean, that's far away. I mean, you go closer? It's like an hour and a half.
Probably hard to get a hotel closer.
It is.
can we say is that going to be trap?
Oh, it's a absolute trap. I talked to my buddy at Iowa State, John Walters, their play-by-play guy. Wanted to get a little bit of an early laydown on the broadcast booth there, and because they were there, got beat.
Oh yeah.
And he said, just be careful. Just be careful when you go there. But you know what we forget about that game? When Iowa State got beat?
Rocco was sick.
Everyone was sick, he said. He said they were just like flu-ridden, just really bad.
Correct.
And everybody all that week of the game, people are going to say, "Well, you got the Pitt's coming in." You got
Yeah,
the Pitt game.
exactly.
You got Pitt.
I think Coach Rod will do a good job of framing the game up for him.
Go in, handle your biz.
Yeah. Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They are a nationwide law firm practicing in all 50 states with clients in all 50 states, specializing in several different areas, including VA benefits, veterans benefits. If you or someone that you know need help in those areas, contact Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. It is great to have an advocate, and that's what they do every single day. Pretty wild story, right? Practicing in all 50 states, based here in the state of West Virginia. Visit Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. So, this running back position, a lot thinner than you would hope, and that could be improved with some eligibility green lights.
Yeah, Ty Edwards is one of the guys, right?
Yep.
It's has the lawsuit pending right now, transfer from Northern Iowa.
Completely different body type than any of the other guys. When I look at him, just standing-wise, like there's not a whole lot of those body builds at that running back position, but we're going to court, Hoppy.
Going to court.
We're going to federal court. Judge John Bailey will take that case that has been filed for the group of 4 that are trying to get their eligibility, and that is significant. And I don't know time process-wise how quickly something like that can happen, but it's very, very important.
It is, and all 4 of those guys would be good additions. Jamori Robinson, I think, is the head. I'm not breaking any new ground here. That's the headliner in that group. That's a difference maker on defense, the former American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year, 10.5 sacks at a position that you've just got to have, right? West Virginia has got to have somebody that can get after the passer. Now, that defensive line has some guys we've heard of. It probably has the most returners of any position group, but Robinson's a potential difference maker. So you're watching that court cases closely, but that's the one. If you had to pick one, that would be the one. Hoppy, you need Jamori Robinson in this lineup.
And I'm just shocked that there's any
confusion and chaos about eligibility.
Well, like what? You could play a guy at Texas Tech $4 million. You could. I mean, what? It just seems
Why
like
are you having to go to court to get through?
Yeah, it just seems odd. I mean, I'm not saying it's a better world. I'm just saying that,
You thought you were just at the point where you could just say, I would like to play another year of eligibility, and you could. That was your player opt-in.
Yeah.
Player
Player
We've already
opt-in.
played 7 so far. That's okay. Play another 8th. You want an 8th? Go ahead.
I wasn't here during the COVID year, but I had COVID.
I've heard of COVID.
I
would like to take a COVID year.
Friend of mine had it. Again, West Virginia and this decision will be, front and center. This will have ramifications throughout the college football landscape and college sports landscape when it comes to eligibility. We have been, the Johnny Appleseed of this world. From Sean Alston to Raekwon Battle, those were magnificently massive cases. And now, the NCAA has been playing hardball on these eligibilities. They have not been granting these eligibilities.
Which is why we're in court.
Is exactly why we're in court. And so, what happens next? How does that all play through? Very important.
This will be interesting to watch, though, because it's 4 going in together, but not all 4 are the same case. So there is some nuance between these and some of the others. That's what'll be interesting to see what comes out of this.
Yeah. The speed that they practice in is pretty wild. You kind of forget that. And Rich told us when he was here that he goes faster now than he used to.
Wow.
But
That's fast.
It's pretty impressive fast. And that, I think, is also a very big teaching point right now. Nico Marchiol talked about that this week when he had a media session. And that is the biggest thing is just the overall speed. Like, a play never ends. Like football, as we grew up watching football back in huddle days, right? It was like play, everyone comes back, huddle, breakout, set formation, snap, play. And it's just this, the rhythm's kind of like, And now this is just the second a player touches the ground, that ball gets flipped to the official, sprints to the middle of the field, set the ball or to hash, and you play another one. And so, again, I think that is, to me, super interesting to watch that being built again. And knowing Rich and having seen Rich do this through the years, I kind of enjoy just watching him trying to dial this thing in there to make this thing go as fast as he wants it to go.
Isn't it wild that that's where he landed in the evolution? Because he was on the front edge of let's go fast, right? Remember the spot the ball the first time. And then as other schools and programs adopted this, he didn't get out of the speed business. He just said, oh, is that right? Is that right? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to step on the gas and go even faster. That's what's kind of fascinating to me is that that's the route he chose with this, is to pick it up and go faster. And listen, guys, we've said it over time for a really long time. In West Virginia's most successful years, it's different. It does something different than others are doing, and that's his difference is still the speed and tempo. And when he talked about it the other day, it was very reminiscent of Press Virginia, where it's not so much in the first quarter or the first drive, but that he hopes there is a cumulative effect over time, and by the end of the game, then it's taken root. Now, I will say this: just prepare yourself now, and I'm talking to everybody and us. The fake injuries are going to be a thing. We're going to come in here on the recap
I don't know about
and lose
that.
our mind on the fake injuries. Yeah,
I thought they're paying more attention
There's a rule
to that.
against that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe we won't ever come in here and talk about fake injuries. You're right. That'll never happen.
No, I don't think we said that.
Put it down. That will be a big topic of discussion. Injuries.
Okay.
Let me see it enforced.
I think they'll
Let me
enforce
see
it.
Okay, let me see it.
I think if you
It'll be
get hurt,
enforced
you
like
can't-
targeting. Like,
you're out. You're out for the rest of the series
Thank
this
you.
year.
oh, really?
Yeah, if you go down, you're out for the rest of the series. And then some people say, well, they're just going to get a fifth string guy, have him go out on the first down play, and then just go lay down.
All right, let me see it.
You're saying it's not
And
going to
then
work?
the first time it happens when you keep a guy out for the series and then he was actually hurt, then that school goes bananas, goes to federal court and gets that rule overturned, and then we're back to we're screaming about it. So, okay.
A couple
We're going to
things.
scream about it. Mark it down.
By the way,
Mark it down.
our boy, Tony Tarantini,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been on Sportsline. He hasn't been on Three Guys, has he?
Has not been 3 guys.
So
Sportsline,
Tony
regular guest.
Tarantini is a Morgantown resident, native, and is an ACC official. So he'll work West Virginia scrimmages and doesn't do any West Virginia games. But I saw him the other day. He was working the practice. And he said to me unsolicited, he said, no, no one practices like this. So you know me, I got to bait him. I go, what do you mean? He goes, no one goes this fast with the organization that these guys have. Because he just was up at Pitt, and he was going to Notre Dame for 5 straight days. Just his whole crew, his in-season crew, they're just going to go there for 5 days and do that. But that's what he said. He said, no one goes this fast.
Well, it's going to be fascinating to watch. It's going to be fun to watch, and at times it's going to be frustrating, right?
Sure
When
it
you do
is.
3 and out. But Brad, I think you made a great point, and that is you can't do everything well, but can you find an advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Can you find something that you can do better than others, and that is your advantage?
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of this personnel thing that they're trying to find out right now, because you don't know what your offensive line skill set is. Do they turn out to be better run blockers or pass blockers?
Mm-hmm.
Because that may determine which quarterback gets more snaps, right? But depending on which one's a better runner versus better thrower. How do the receivers look? Does Jaden Bray step forth and be the guy that a lot of people thought he was going to be last year at this time before he got hurt? If he is, and then he and Cam Vaughn become really good, now you're just plugging in a Rodney Gallagher and Bowie and Man Singleton is okay. Now you might have a really good receiving core. Maybe that tweaks a little bit what Rich wants to do. I do think that's part of Rich's magic, is the ability to tweak his base offense based on what the skill is from guys. We've seen this look a lot of different ways offensively, and I think those are some of the questions you're starting to answer here, but it starts with that line. What do you do well?
Exactly. The other thing is that, and this may be shocking news, the quarterback is pretty important, as you know. I think it's even more important in this offense because he has to make really, really rapid decisions, and he has to run the ball. So there's that. Also that you have confidence, though, that this is an offense that Rich is very familiar with, and he's a guy that can call plays very rapidly. I mean, it's not going to freak him out to have to call plays rapidly, right? Because he's done it for years. So that's an advantage, too.
I'm also, I don't know what the word is. It's not intrigued, but the quarterback situation right now is, to me, very unusual.
How so?
Because there's literally 4 and 5 guys that are in there, and like legitimately legitimately there's no massive difference between them. Now, don't get me wrong, like Nico's more experienced and things like that, but there's no one out there that looks like a young guy that's just trying to find his footwork, and like it's a labor to try. And then you just look at that guy and you go like, well, he's not going to be ready yet. It's going to take him 2 years before he gets comfortable. He's got a game. There's none of those guys. And that to me is Rich's seeming contentment with his quarterback room surprises me.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Because that is, as you know, the nucleus of everything. And they collectively feel that in that room, they'll be able to get done what they need to get done at the quarterback position, which surprises me. And another thing that I like, and we talked about this earlier, Rich bemoaning that this guy's soft or that. You also normally at this time, off to the side in private conversations, will get some guys that will go like, dude, have you seen our fill-in-the-blank position? Mm-hmm. We got no frickin' guy. I'm going to have to take this guy to move him from here to – like, I'm not getting that.
So what does that mean?
I think it's a positive. I think they did a very nice job in the portal post-spring to fill in, and now they do have competition going where it's just not clearly this guy is our only guy, and God forbid if he gets hurt, we're screwed. I think they feel, and although they won't say it, that they did a really good job of beefing the thing up as well as they possibly could in an off season, and now get after it. I think that they think that this first year can be a very positive year. Now, what does that equal? I don't know, but they're not. We've been in situations before where, before the season started, they just go like, this ain't happening. We got no shot here. This guy couldn't guard anything.
That's why that quarterback position I think is so fascinating, and it's from what I just said. There's going to be some guys that throw it better. There's going to be others that run it, and that's why I think when he says, I've got multiple guys I can win with, that's why it won't shock me if multiple guys are playing, right? Based on what comes forth as the skill set that is really good and valuable.
Yeah, that's why these scrimmages are so important. It's as much making positive plays, like they tell me, we need to find the guy that doesn't just run it for 7 yards. If everyone else is running it for 7, we know that we need the guy that runs it for 11. And the only way we can find that out is if we go live. But that guy needs to identify. That's a part of it. But the other part of it is, as you know, which guy makes the fewest mistakes. Because if they can't trust you, if you're throwing it to the wrong guy, then you're taking yourself out of the equation.
Well, that's a whole – just put that tag on this whole team because there's two parts to that. West Virginia was about as bad last year as you could be in turnover margin, 112th in the country at -8. We know statistically that normally that bounces back, that turnovers are – there's a lot of luck involved in turnovers. So oftentimes when you're really near the bottom, you pop back the other way, and vice versa. We saw that from West Virginia, who was very good in that category the year it won 9 games. Took a step back last year and really struggled. That wasn't just the giveaways, but West Virginia was abysmal at takeaways last year, right? No Beanie Bishop that was cleaning up on interceptions. You went back to very few of those takeaways. So that's the other part of this. And I know with Rich, we spend most of our time offensively, as we have in this podcast, but this aggressive defense that's coming, how many turnovers can it force? So not only do you want to limit them on the offensive end, but you have got to get back to taking them away defensively. So I'm excited to watch Zach Alley and that aggressiveness and see what that does.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. 3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by the fine folks at Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Did you see any boats when you were on your bike ride there, Hoppy?
Yeah. I mean, when I got to the Mississippi.
You saw big boats? Pontoons,
yeah, a lot of good
stuff like
sized
that.
boats. In fact, I think docked where my wife and I put our front tire into the river, I think there was a Lou Wendell.
Does not surprise me.
Boat there.
Does not surprise me. Why?
So.
Lou Wendell's been in business
that.
for over 40 years. They are the premier pontoon boat dealer in our state of West Virginia. They do pontoons. Obviously, the Avalon pontoon made 100% right here in the United States, up in Michigan, or those G3 John boats. Plus, I'm really a big accessory guy. Anchors, buoys, rubber equipment, that kind of stuff, like that stuff. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com Or if you want to just take a visit, they're down there in Kanawha Valley, St. Albans, 40-plus years. You don't last as long as they have without doing it well every single day. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com.
I was out last Sunday on the little cheat lake there.
You did?
were?
You took
yeah,
it out?
I'm not sure every boat was from Lou Wendell, but I think most were.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice day. Beautiful weather.
The ones that
Almost perfect weather.
The ones that were staying in the water and didn't sink, those are the ones are Lou Wendell's. The ones that go down, non-Lou Wendell
Those
boats.
buoys are important, though. You don't want to skimp on the buoys. Like if you
Reason?
have somebody pulling up like we did to tie up with you there,
Yeah.
right? Could be a potential chaos there. You could just put those buoys on the side and get a nice little cushion there to get tied up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Defensively, Zach Alley installing his defense. And again, what we know of it, and he was here on the show this summer, very, very attacking, very, very aggressive. And kind of interesting. Do you guys know that? You guys know this.
What's that?
During practice, coaches ask the other side for certain looks.
Right.
Hey, when we go out here, I want you to show me this. I want you to show me that. We need to do this. We need to do that. You know that Rich doesn't do that, and Zach Alley doesn't do that.
They want to be surprised?
They just like go, like he just like calls stuff, and it makes all the sense in the world when you do think about it. Because in a game, what's the team going to do? Going to try to make you, right, blow up your play and make you uncomfortable. So why not do it in practice? So if you're seeing it every single day and not expecting, okay, where's it going to come from this time? Doesn't that help a little bit? Doesn't that make you better? It's kind of interesting. But I've seen coaches like get very, very upset when coaches would not do that. And they're saying, hey, I need, show me this. And instead they'll bring a guy over and like come backside or something like that. Boom. That was a problem. And they get all bummed out. But they're going hot here. It's fun. I mean, it's fun to watch this whole thing there. By the way, impressed by Chase Wilson, the linebacker.
They did a great interview.
Did you listen to him?
Mm-hmm. We did. Great interview.
He was a wow.
Veteran dude.
Yeah.
Right? You just step up there. Here's what it is. I'm going to line up. I'm going to play. I get it. Appreciate being here. Yeah. I thought it was very good.
Like a pro.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a pro. So that was encouraging. And then Nico, ever since we had him, since he was a baby.
He was a high school senior,
Yeah,
and he was an elite interview.
I think he was in 6th grade. Wasn't he in 6th grade?
Maybe 3rd. He's been a lead in front of the microphone since he got here and continues to be. Thought he was great.
Yeah, really impressive.
Here's a good quote from Zach Alley. I've heard for a long time, pressure breaks pipes.
Ooh.
Pressure breaks pipes. You think he's going to bring some heat?
Yeah.
It's a high-risk, high-reward, Brad.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. I mean, I think we're going to have to be ready for some big plays against you, right? Because you're not going to win every one. But that I'm anxious to see what that looks like, the different formations, the constant pressure that's applied from all over the field, and then defensive backs that are going to get right up on you and pressure you and play you.
Yeah, but again, risk-reward. But we've been through that with Tony Gibson. Tony Gibson's fearless.
Yeah. They'll heat him up. Who was I talking to? Well, we were just talking this morning. Coach Beiser over at Morgantown High School. He's got 2 of his boys, members of the Mountaineer. Caden played a lot of football at West Virginia. And we said, okay, how's the transition going with Zach? He says, loves him.
Really?
Like, loves him. And he said his one son, Jackson, loves Castile. Castile is in that linebacker room, right? Oh, Jeff.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, this like man crush stuff. They just love what they're doing. So we're getting after it.
Of course, it also helps if you have guys that can do it.
Yeah.
Have a guy coming off the corner.
Oh, yeah. We'll see about that. 3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. The average guest, the summer series guest, most said they could eat 2 Tudor's biscuits. This is getting to be biscuit season. I mean, those leaves are going to be changing pretty soon. And when people come in for football games or you're traveling around the state and it's biscuit time, we're not necessarily saying you have to eat 2, but you might want to try 2. There's going to be some new barbecue flavors coming out in the not too distant future. And there's some conversation. Might be some special, like a special maybe on the way to Mountaineer football special. So if you're coming to the game, you ask for the 3 Guys special. when you come.
Oh, we're going to get a 3 Guys biscuit?
Then say that. You ask for the 3 Guys special.
I do think we are probably not showing the proper respect to the size of those things by everybody just saying, "Oh yeah, I can eat 2," which I'm leading the charge.
Yes,
on that,
you
I realize.
are. So.
I understand.
You don't think a lot of
Those
people.
those are big.
Who said they could eat 3? Oh, Eddie
Eddie V,
Vesterinen.
which I mean, okay.
Yeah, I'd bet.
I mean, I'm not questioning Eddie V. I'd probably side
Saban
with
said
him.
he could eat 2.
Saban's, I mean, didn't even think about it. Saban said he could eat 2.
Yeah.
I just think there's too many people taking it lightly. Probably.
I'd take the under. I can't eat 2.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, you could and you could. You both could, especially as Brad often comes in food deprived, making bad decisions and just like, oh, there's biscuits, I'll just kill it.
Yeah. Well, wherever you may be, and there's over 70.
I'm starving right now.
There's over 70 tutors here in the state of West Virginia, and that one outlier in Florida. They're also accepting franchise opportunities. If you'd like to be a franchisee of Tudor's Biscuit World, you can visit them. But whatever you do, stop by, get yourself a Tudor's Biscuit, because it is biscuit season, and it's happening very, very quickly. All right, meanwhile, real quick here on Mountaineer basketball, we're going to get into textual healing. But Mountaineer basketball, Brad, the gym has gone quiet for right now.
It has. So they're taking a break here. Finished up practices. That was a fast summer for those guys. They are breaking. They'll be back together once school begins, and then we'll be off and running for real. But a little hiatus right now.
Give me your thoughts.
Guys, I'm excited about this group. I really am. I think they've got a bunch of movable pieces. I think they've got great size. They've got guys that can shoot. They've got guys that can score. You got Jasper Floyd running the thing. I think they've got a lot of pieces. I think fans are gonna like this team.
Yeah.
There's my overall take.
I think so, too. It's going to be fun. Hop, you think now that you're retired, you might be able to make it over there?
I'd love to. You mean to practice?
No, I didn't say that.
Games.
Yeah. You give me a seat?
We'd probably slide you into a practice. What do you think? Ross probably let him go over to practice, wouldn't he?
Probably.
I mean, I'd love to come to a practice.
Okay. We'll take care. We got you to
What time? I'd love to come to the scrimmage Saturday.
Nah, it's closed.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Sorry about that. You went to the Baylor basketball game. That was a big step for you last year.
Well, I really, really enjoyed that.
Got good
really
seats.
enjoyed it. Baylor won.
Thought you were going to bring us a win.
I couldn't do it.
Just was stunned that lake opened up right under the basket there. You know, a big giant wet puddle the size of the lane there. Toby O'Connor had a sure dunk.
Yeah. That's and I have limited experience. It's kind of a tough place to play.
Welcome to the Big 12.
Pretty good environment. That's
on top of you, loud.
That's every place.
Yeah, welcome to the Big 12.
That's every place. Hey, over at Gomart, you seen some of these deals off the app?
Seen some of these deals. I've been living in the Elkview Gomart.
They got this Gatorade special. Buy 2, you get 1 for $1. Marty's Summer Days, you're earning all those bonus points.
6 times in the last 13 days. I'm not kidding.
Excuse me?
I've been in the Elkview thing like 6 times in the last 13 days.
I probably think you
I was
work
back
there.
and forth from Charleston for those TBT.
Yeah.
Always stop before and on the way home.
Get the Gomart
Hey,
app.
Brad, come on in.
Very nice there. Very helpful.
Hey, get the Gomart app, because like right now, if you get the Gomart app, you play Bingo Bash. There's a video game on here, and you get 20 cents off a gallon of gas per gallon to fill it up. That's like a really, really good deal. We got that Slim Jim deal, buy one, get one. Got Lay's potato chips. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Check it out. And by the way, the Mountaineer Man Trip, you can sign up now to walk into the stadium with the Mountaineers. That's ongoing right now. Get on the app.
Yeah, go do
check
that.
that
That'll
out.
be fun. Don't forget the donuts. My guy Mike from St. Albans, he was at the TBT games. He brought us some donuts. He and his daughter Zoe.
Really?
You did not get any. I mean, I think they were intended for you, but they didn't make
That's
it.
fine.
What is your go-to, since you've stopped 13 times in the last week? What is your go-to?
The Elkview one had giant, big waters.
Oh, you got it like
One of those.
Okay.
Like to do on the road, get a little caffeine in me, and a Kind bar for the ride back home from Charleston. That always got me from Charleston back.
nice, good plan.
But then on the way down, you like this story. You know our girl Sandy, manager there at the Fairmont location?
Whitehall.
Got off there, had my girls with me. They went down to the game, so we all, family Griswold road trip, jumped in there. We got our gas. Girls went in to get some snacks for the road.
Right.
They came back out. I went in the back, said hi to Sandy, of course. She was back there doing some paperwork, said hello. So the girls were on their own purchasing the stuff. They picked it out. They got up there and they paid, and they walked out, and they said, Dad, that was excellent customer service. So
Was Grace
kudos
work?
to our girls. Yeah,
Grace was working?
was heading it up. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
So if you stop at Whitehall, tell them we said hello.
Doesn't surprise me at all. 3 guys before the game. Time 4. We haven't done this in a young time. Really young time. Real young time. So young that the music
doesn't work anymore.
Where'd the music go? Why is that?
Is it playing?
Yeah, it's playing. Textual. Why does this not work anymore?
Should work.
I don't. Yeah, it should. I mean,
I got it on the.
no.
Yeah,
I mean,
right
sometimes
there,
I've had that issue, but I can't fix it now.
Rough return of Textual Healing here.
Well, hell, I'm not going to sing it. I'll tell you that much. That doesn't work.
Okay.
Did you X out and go back in?
Yeah, I'll try that.
It worked in pre-production when we were
when we
scripting
faxed
the
it
show.
out, when we faxed out and try it again. All right, I don't think it's going to work.
Okay.
No, it's not working. Okay. This is Textual Healing. Come on. Give me some of that healing. I need some of that Textual Healing. 304-404-4083. It's available to you. You can go to our website, episode800.com, episode800.com, and take a look at all of our stuff. We got new product coming out, coffee, the popcorn, the beer. It's all going really, really well. So we have not done Textual Healing literally in 6 to 8 weeks. And so this is just a very small sample of what we received, but it hits upon some key points. So this will go back to some episodes. Dear Tony, Brett, Hoppy, Mike Florio was, as usual, wonderful on the episode of 3 Guys. However, I do have an issue with his assertion that the use of the F word is a sign of intelligence. If that was true, one of my neighbors who uses it very, very often would be a card-carrying member of Mensa, despite the fact that he is dumber than a bucket of rocks.
All due respect, of course, to the neighbor.
Later in the show, Tony, you mentioned that, like Mike, you have no plans to retire. Does that mean that 3 Guys will exceed its projected lifespan of 800 episodes? On behalf of your legions of loyal listeners, I hope the answer is a resounding yes. Signed by your friend, John S. Marshall, St. Clairsville.
Always good to hear from John S.
Yeah. Texter says, the next time you talk to Mike Florio, tell him the studies that he's referencing about swear words are BS. I'm a correctional officer, and if dark humor and the use of profanity were signs of intelligence, the people I work with would be at Harvard. Signed by Adam in Shady Spring.
By the way, I questioned that too. Causation correlation.
Sure. There's a great line that I could have used. If we used swear words, I would have said blank off. But I didn't do that. I didn't do it.
But you thought about it.
I did. Yeah. Texter just got back from vacation, and I listened to the Ren Baker episode. I am in with his wife, Heather. Here's my MGB and my MG midget.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so there's that car. Remember, Ren talked a great deal about his wife's MG.
What he did was complain about it.
He did. I thought he was very disrespectful
He was
toward
very
the vehicle. So that is there. And you have the other one there, Jake. I think there was 2. Look at that one.
Oh, boy.
See, that one right there is the one, that model is the one Brian Joswiak used to drive in his senior year. I'll never forget to this day. He was driving straight down Pattison Drive between the Coliseum and the football stadium, and he's massive, right? And so his head and neck were way above that windshield, and he looked like
Fred Flintstone.
Looked like Fred Flintstone. Exactly. Joe's looked exactly like Flintstone.
In fact, when he stopped, he just picked up the car and walked.
Yeah, exactly. No, they did move cars back then. Yeah. Texter, Brad, Tony, and Hoppy, to always add a West Virginia connection. I was returning my rental car in Bozeman, Montana's airport after vacation to Yellowstone. The car return agent sees me in my West Virginia pullover and says he was a high school teammate of current WVU transfer running back Cannon Katzer.
Of course he was.
He says Cannon is an absolute beast and will be very happy with his production. Allow me to translate in Rich Rod speak to extremely hard edge.
He gave
Brandon
you an
from Herndon, Virginia.
Yeah.
He gave you an RTI mention before it had even been brought about. Very good, Brandon. I heard good things about Katzer so far.
He is a baller. Josh from Burlington, incoming 304 connection story. My wife and I on a honeymoon on an Alaskan cruise ship. We make a stop in Ketchikan, Alaska. Walk into a local shop checking it out, and of course I'm wearing my West Virginia stuff. I then hear a lady say, "Hey, it's a fellow Mountaineer." My wife and I started chatting with her. She had lived in Wheeling for 25 years, then moved to Ketchikan. Been there for 20. Shows that you can go across the country to a town with a population of 8,000 people. The first person you talk to, fellow Mountaineer.
I was.
Look at that.
Oh, there we go.
So they're out there in Alaska.
Yeah.
They ran in there. They brought their flag with them on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure.
I was actually surprised I did not run into more Mountaineer fans in Iowa.
Yeah.
Count them on one hand. It was kind of surprising. I flew the flag, had my hat on whole time.
Yeah. So that is kind of surprising. Texter, we were in the Amish country in Berlin, Ohio, Saturday. We're in one of the many shops. I saw a young man wearing Mountaineer attire. And being how I was sporting a similar look, we talked. And he's going to be a freshman pre-med over there at the college. Nothing that unusual, but then his mother came by, and we talked, and soon found out that she is Ed Pastalong's daughter. I never got a pic, but we had a great conversation about her growing up in Morgantown and her dad's stint as our AD, always a connection. Well, I got a problem with one of those Pastalong girls.
What do you, excuse me?
This goes back years. Years.
You're holding a grudge for years?
Years. So I was many, many moons ago, the Jagoff guy that scheduled us over at WAJR scheduled me to host Trading Post. Oh, was that you, Hoppy? And so it was a Saturday morning, and I'm hosting Trading Post.
Probably got paid extra for that, though.
Yeah, I got extra. So girl calls up and says, "Okay, guy, what do you got?" "I have a male and a female rabbit." I said, "You have a male and a female rabbit?" She goes, "Yeah." "What's the number?" So she gives me the number. I say the number. And I said, "You got to be careful, male and a female rabbit. That may make more rabbits there." She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, thanks." Puts the phone down. I said, "Okay, there it is, male and a female rabbit. If you're interested, phone number, da-da-da-da-da-da." By the time I said the last digit of the phone number, I realized something.
What?
That was my home number.
Oh.
It was Eddie's daughter.
Gotcha.
Got me. Put up by none other than that Mona.
Oh, really?
Old Miss Mona. Set me
me up.
Set me up. Yeah.
Did you get a couple calls about rabbits?
I got rid of 6 rabbits that day.
Hey, by the
No,
way,
we just saw Eddie and Mona here recently. It was great to see him.
Great to see him. Eddie was picking up his tickets.
He was.
Yeah.
He's ready to go football season.
wow. For the record, the individual who did the schedule and had you on, and by the way, I think it was called Trading Station, not Trading Post.
Same thing.
Also frequently hosted that show himself. So the person who did the schedule, Brad, did not ask Tony to do something he did not do himself. Period, exclamation point.
That's one thing about you that is 1,000% true. You never asked anyone to do anything that you didn't do yourself.
Oh.
That's 100% true.
Oh, okay.
Still a jerk, but I mean...
Still didn't pay anybody anything.
Dave Pash still hates you for giving him Beanery gift cards.
$5 Beanery
Wait a
gift
minute.
card.
You were
Enjoy
supposed
lunch.
to put down talent on your time card for that.
Texter, Steve Sabins is the bomb. Fortunate to have him as our coach. Smart guy. And Steve was good.
He's great to have on.
He got a big recruit.
Yeah.
Huge.
In-state guy.
Dean from Parsons, now living in Fairmont. Can you all think of other instances where a Power 4 school had a new head coach in their first season for both football and men's basketball? I went through some WVU history. We've had a few times where it was in a year or so between each other, but not the same season. Yeah, that's hard to find.
Yeah.
Hard to find. And very interesting. In most cases, when that happens, you would be concerned and nervous. But I'm not.
No.
But I'm not. I feel totally comfortable with the way it plays out. It could have been massively bad, right? Could have been massively bad.
Go on.
Well, what I mean is, I think we're all very comfortable with the 2 current head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't have that level of comfort right now going into a football and a basketball season, you'd be going like, oh, crap. But I think we all feel like, we're good. Here we come.
Yeah, let's go.
Everything's going to be fine.
Let's go.
Jason writes in from Palm City, Florida. I wanted to take a minute to recognize, our buddy, fine-looking Phil. I ordered 2 WVU polos from Daniels. I haven't seen these anywhere else. Not only did they ship and arrive quickly, they threw in a personalized message on my receipt.
Oh,
Of course.
And a free WVU koozie. Well, look at that. Phil's sending out love letters and koozies.
oh boy.
Great service. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize spreads as well. The shirt's very professionally folded. I'm sure these were packed during his shift. I love the show.
Appreciate that very much.
You still doing shifts?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I was just over there a little bit
He
ago.
was over there today. I went in today. He was in
picked
there.
up an extra shift. Did one yesterday
Oh,
and
did
then
you?
today, yeah.
Okay.
But you know why I was there today? Big news today.
What?
Head over to that their website, danielsofmorgantown.com.
It's coming.
You can order that West Virginia stuff online right now. It's
What is
available.
that? What do you mean, West Virginia stuff?
WVU gear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's on there. It's online to order. That's new. He's been working on the website. Brand new website soon to come, but ordering right now. You can get on there and get some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Texter from Bluefield, Virginia, Stan. My granddaughters want more Mountaineer munch. I tried to order, but it's sold out. Help me, please. Stan, thank you so much. Glad you enjoy it. It is super good. I understand they are going to be doing a new batch, rebatching that in the not-too-distant future. Texter, I had to pull this offline for the senator. I'll see you guys at the food court in a few weeks. Let's go, Mike and Myrtle. Have you seen? Had you seen that?
Oh, man.
I did, actually.
You did see that.
Yeah.
Mothman.
By the way, speaking of food court, saw Rev Kev over at Daniels today.
Was he over there
Spoke to him
after
for a
I
little
left?
bit. Yeah, you missed him.
He called me today.
Spoke to him. He was site inspection.
Oh, he was going over to
It
look.
was good. We gave a quick look to it. He knows it's in good shape.
Yeah.
So that was good.
So we'll have plans coming up on our food courts. Yes, we are going to do them, and we're very much looking forward to doing that stuff.
Connection 304 will be there.
Yeah, Connection 3.
By the way, in my many stops to the Go-Marts around the state, in my travels, they've been very well stocked. Very well stocked
really?
with Connection 304.
Oh, good.
In all of them. I've been Elkview, Flatwoods, Fairmont, Morgantown, found them in all.
Well, that Whitehall,
Been to all those hop
the Whitehall location in Fairmont's got it. Remember,
Very
we
good.
were in there.
Every one of those does. Elkview, packed in there.
You
If
need to
stop there.
get a fee as a consultant, a regional, because you're a regional manager,
Efforting.
Yeah,
for Gomart.
there's opportunities there.
By the way, before you get off, can I give some shout-outs? Been holding it for a couple weeks from the TBT. Saw a lot of Free Guys listeners down there.
Hell, I almost forgot this too. I'm glad you said that.
All right,
Go
you
ahead.
can do. Let me run through some of these. We'll get to a bunch of them. Elliot said hello. Elliot's from Charleston. Good to see him. Jennings, of course, was there.
Of course he
each
was.
night saw Jennings.
Sure.
Bill from Cabin Creek, now in South Carolina. He was really interesting. Talked to him for a while. He was a coal miner here in the state.
Where'd you meet him? Down in Charleston?
Down in Charleston. Then he moved to South Carolina, went to work on a nuclear submarine.
Excuse me?
Oh.
Nuclear sub Bill. He was really fascinating. Talked to his sister Vicky was there. Saw Vicky each night. They were great. Ryan Stinson, his son Sawyer, said hello. Wanted me to tell you two hello
Sawyer Stinson.
as well.
S squared.
Tim from St. Albans, frequent texter to the program.
Good,
we know
good
Tim.
American, yeah.
And then Jason from Roncevert was there. Now, he missed us the day we were there, but he wanted to say hello. Wanted to know how we liked his town. Said we loved it. Love to go back.
Very well received.
That was fun at Roncevert.
We had a
It
great
was.
time.
So, man, shout out to everybody. Thanks for saying hello. It was great to see all the folks.
You had fun at
It was awesome.
You had fun at Best Virginia
It was
stuff?
great.
Yeah, it was
It
good.
was fun. Great run they went on. Gave a nice little bridge into football season there last 2 weeks of July. A lot of fun. Final four hop. Came within 2 games of the Millie. So it was fun. Yeah, I had a great time. So thanks to everybody that came up and said hello. By the way, people in Charleston did an awesome job. If it's not back in Charleston, I'm stunned.
Yeah.
They showed up.
Nice to have that home court advantage for that Wichita team, wasn't it?
Made a difference for West Virginia getting as deep as it did, too.
Sure, absolutely. A while back, when it was the day that Sabins came on, Coach Sabins, a gentleman sent us a box of various hot sauces, GWB brand. And he is a U.S. Army veteran, Greg B., grew up in Adamston, West Virginia, attended Liberty High School. And this started when they started making their chicken wings. They started creating their own sauces. And he founded this company back in 2015. So they're 10 years old now. 6 flavors made by the company. This one that I'm holding right now is Raspian hot sauce. And so Sabins took I said, Steve, would you like those? And so Steve did take them. Big hot sauce, Texas, big
Took
sauce
almost
guy.
all of them.
So this is some really good stuff. GWB, if you see it, you can order it, and it's a veteran-owned company right here in the great state of West Virginia. All right, so we're back. We're gonna do spreads on. We're gonna do over/unders Monday.
We're going to do one Monday.
Monday and Wednesday next week.
You want me to do Nico rushing touchdowns?
Yeah,
Should we make that an official category? You in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let it go.
That's an interesting one.
And if you need any help, Jumpin' Jack's here too.
That's hard. That's going to be a hard one.
Right. That's what I want. I want some that are a little bit of a challenge.
What did I think about that?
Okay.
All right.
That's on there. That gives
Three
you time
guys
to think
before the
about it.
game. Brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer.
A quick question. Can we know what they are to do a little research?
No, probably not.
Okay.
We've not done that before. I provide you context.
Okay.
I will
Yeah,
give
it's
you
better
numbers and
not to
historical.
know. Better not to know.
Okay.
Three guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's
just
business
gave you
data
one.
safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Gomart. Get a Gomart rewards card and immediately begin saving on food and fuel. Go to gomart.com for details. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's biscuit. And by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers.
Spreads on Stats probably returns Monday.
Monday, it'll come back for the season. Yeah. Go
Nico
ahead.
rushing touchdowns. The number will be.
This is great. See, I'm only giving
For
him one
you.
because he'll obsess on this until we go on the air Monday.
Call you 4 times, text you 3
Yeah,
times.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're going to go 5.5.
He had 2 last year.
I know.
Did you know? We'll find out.
You're not giving me anything?
I gave you the category. Nico rushing touchdowns. We'll
We'll get into that next week. We'll be back. Thanks for being with us. Stay
6.5.
well. Special thanks to our producer, Jake. We're out. Three guys before the game. Episode number 648. See y'all.
That's why I don't tell you.